Today we're going to work with all different types of equations and common formulas. Let's start with the first lesson on literal equations. A literal equation is just any equation with more than one variable. So like you see, these equations shown all have an x and a y. It says, solve the literal equation for y. I recommend going and using a highlighter and highlighting the variable you're looking for. So in our case, we're looking for y, so I'm going to highlight that one. So now, we just want to rearrange this equation by getting everything away from the y, isolating the y. So first, we want to move the 4x. It is plus 4x, so we're going to subtract 4x. Now, 9 minus 4x, those are not like terms, so I can't just combine them. I just have to write 9 minus 4x. So now we want to get the y by itself. There's still a 3 in front. It's 3 times y. So we will divide by 3. Now on this side, you can either divide everything by 3, and so your answer is y equals 9 minus 4x all divided by 3. Or if you want, you can divide each thing by 3 separately. So like this. What that does is ends up being 9 divided by 3 is 3. And then you still have minus, and you can take this 4x divided by 3 and make it be 4/3 x. Either way should work. Go ahead and try example B on your own, making sure to start by highlighting the variable you're looking for, which it says solve for y. So we're going to highlight the y, and you need to rearrange the equation so that you get y by itself. All right, so to get y by itself, you're first going to add the x to both sides of the equal sign. That will leave us with 3y equals 9 plus x. Now you're still trying to get the y by itself, so you're going to divide by 3. So once again, you can either just divide the entire thing by 3, so your answer is y equals 9 plus x all divided by 3. Or if you divide each thing individually by 3, you're going to get 9 divided by 3 is 3. And then here, think of this as 1x over 3. It's 1/3 x. So personally, I think it's just as easy to leave it in this format right here. This format is very good for when we are graphing lines that will become very useful, but that's not for another couple chapters. So I'm comfortable with you leaving it either way, but if you just want to leave it like this, that's fine with me. Let's go ahead and look at example 2. We're solving the literal equation for x. So let's go ahead and highlight the x. So in 2a, we're going to highlight x, and I hope you notice that we've highlighted twice. X appears in 2 locations. So what we're going to do, for now, we're going to refer to as undistributing. So basically, if you think of the distributive property, so for example, when we take 3 times the quantity x plus 2, we distribute. We get 3x plus 6. So we're just going to undistribute. We're going to bring the x out in front. So think of it as if you were distributing, what would remain inside? You'd have the 3 plus the 5z. So everything not highlighted. How you know you're doing okay is think back in your head. If I distributed the x, would it work out to what I started with right here? So let's look. X times 3, that would be your 3x. And then x times 5z, that's 5xz. So far we're on the right track. Now we still want to get x by itself. X is multiplying by all of this stuff in parentheses. So let me switch my color here. So x is multiplying by all of the parentheses right here, 3 plus 5z. So we can divide by all of that in one big chunk. So let's divide by 3 plus 5z. But remember, what we do on one side, we have to do on the other. So we get y divided by 3 plus 5z equals x, and that is our answer. All right, I'm going to go ahead and do B with you also to make sure we've got this. So we're still looking for x. When we highlight, notice that x occurs in 2 places. That tells me I should go ahead and undistribute. Now when I undistribute, I need to make sure I only have things with x's. There's nothing else out here that doesn't have an x. So I'm going to pull the x out in front, and what's left is 5y minus 4. All right, so to get the x by itself, it's x times all of this, so I need to divide by all of this. And what I do to one side of the equation, I must do to the other. So I end up with x equals y divided by 5y minus 4. And when you're typing in your homework, you probably want to leave the parentheses off. I don't think it will count correct if you have the parentheses on it. Go ahead and try C now. So we're going to undistribute the x, pull it out of everything, and what we'll have left is 2 plus 6y. Now that's multiplying x times all of that parentheses, so let's divide by all of it. So when we divide by 2 plus 6y, our answer is x equals m divided by 2 plus 6y. So this is the same thing as we've done in the past. It's just that there's more variables, but we're still just rearranging for a variable. Example D is different because there are 2 x's, like we've seen. However, there's also this 3. So before you can begin, make sure to move the 3 over. So now you have 5x minus kx equals y minus 3. Now, if you notice, what you're left with is everything that you're left with has an x. So now you can pull that x out, and I'm going to pull it out in front and undistribute it. So what I have left is 5 minus k, and then that's multiplying, so I'm going to divide by 5 minus k on both sides. So that's about as hard as our problems will get today. Your answer is x equals y minus 3 all divided by 5 minus k.